What's up, everyone? My name is Chris Marshall with my boy Frank G. We are the hosts of Build the Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
Frank G, episode 126. Thank you for all the listeners who are still rocking with us, the new ones who just began rocking with us. We always appreciate you. August 26th, a few days back, was your birthday. You turned 30 years old. How does it feel, my friend?
30. Yes, sir.
You feel different?
Feels the same as 29. Feels similar to 28. Probably feels like 27. May not feel like 21.
26 and 25.
It could, but those years are starting to escape me.
But
I feel good.
I think for us, they were those years actually are vibrant. Those were our breakup years.
Yeah, 2017 or so.
Yeah. We had a similar path. My birthday is coming around. Scorpio represents November 8th. I would say this decade was an interesting decade. You start off 21, getting the feel for, I guess, the night lifestyle, a little bit of freedom. Typically, you enter a relationship. You may think that relationship is the relationship. That usually lasts a couple of years. And then it seems like your mid-20s, that thing goes down the toilet.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not everybody, though, is going to jump into those relationships at 21. I certainly didn't. Maybe
22, 23-ish.
Yeah, it's different for kind of everyone, but certainly a lot of times those people think those 19 to 22-year-old relationships are going to last, and probably 80% chance that they don't last.
I don't know. From my experience of seeing other people, it seems like there's usually a first girlfriend that's like in your teens, and then there's usually another girlfriend in your early 20s, and then I guess you figure it out as you get a little older there.
Yeah, or you just a gigolo and you got like 40 girlfriends or boyfriends by the time you're 27. Bro.
With your saying, are you a gigolo, Frank G? Is that what G stands for, Frank Gigolo?
Is gigolo a G or a J?
I believe. I don't really know, but I would think it's a G. I would think it's a G.
Nah, I definitely went on the path of not having too many girlfriends. I was kind of slow, not slow into getting with that, but more reserved, where like I kind of just was single a lot of the time. So, but there's definitely,
but I think it was a similar path we both went on here.
Oh, yes. But I feel like there are people who had way more relationships than I've had.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know if
I don't know how many you have exactly. I think we both have 2. I guess I'm coming into my 3rd.
Kid's coming into his 30s, he says.
Well, I'm coming in my 30s, so I guess I got to give it a shot. But, a lot of lessons learned. To be there. It's funny how I guess when you have those interactions or relationships, rather, and it even constitutes as friends. You have friends in your earlier 20s that really aren't friends towards your 30s. How much you learn about people. Do you think you learn more about yourself or more about people, or both?
Well, I would hope both is happening. But I think in your 20s you learn more about yourself in most cases. And then in your 30s, when you're more mature, you probably kind of start seeing how other people act.
That's an interesting insight. I don't know. I'm not 30. I'm not in my 30s. I can't really. I don't know. It's weird. I told someone today how I kind of focus on myself and my circle rather than other people and what they do. But at the same time, I'm kind of watching everyone.
Well, I think in today's days, it's hard not to watch everyone, or at least certain people. But there are certainly people you don't give a shit about and you're not watching.
Or, which I'm not currently doing, you are watching and secretly hating, which tons of people do.
Yeah. They probably don't got too much better to do. They're jealous that you're taking the actions that maybe they want to take, or at least that you're taking a action, because not everybody wants to do the same thing.
So your 30th birthday comes around. Tell the audience how you felt, what went on, what transpired.
What transpired? I feel like I had a Tennessee accent there real quick. I mean, we seen a new city. We went to Nashville, Tennessee. The sun, it sure was hot. The people there were hot.
I must say, the people is this guys and girls. Are you?
I
What are you trying
mean,
to say there?
the ratio of women to men is 10-1. So you use your own imagination.
The ratio there certainly was 10-1. I
Crazy.
must say, out of all the places I've been to, Florida, I mean, I was just recently in Arizona. I was in Atlanta, which is right next to Tennessee. We both were in Atlanta. I've been in Missouri. For some reason, the heat in Tennessee, Nashville, was the worst heat I've ever encountered.
Yeah, I feel like as you were drinking, you were just getting like punched in the face, dripping sweat. It felt like swampy, but there was no swamp.
It was very tough.
It
New
was
Orleans, I've been to. I guess it was similar, but still, it was just terrible.
New Orleans just got blasted with some terrible weather. But yeah, no, it definitely was similar to New Orleans. Like we said, the whole trip much cleaner live music. If you like country, you certainly want to go to Nashville, Tennessee.
Which I think everybody knows. It's certainly, I was not expecting to, I guess, enjoy the country live music as much as I did. However, it was incredibly loud. As a party city, that is probably up there. It is a pretty big party city. I will say that. Nightlife, I don't know if I really could say much.
Yeah, the day drinking there certainly took a toll on us. We tried drinking the entire street of what was that called again? Not
Broadway.
bourbon. I was gonna say bourbon. Bourbon is
New Orleans.
New
Broadway
Orleans.
is Nashville.
So
here.
Broadway, you walk the street, you drink. There's about, I don't even know, you can't count how many bars there are.
2 blocks filled with bars, probably I would say 12 bars each side.
At least. And by the time you're at the end, the last thing you want to do is take a Jack Daniel's shot. And
James, foul.
It did happen. Not sure if the 24 bars total were the cause of us needing a nap, or if it was the Jack Daniel's shot.
I mean, well, in Tennessee, I suppose you have to drink Jack Daniel's. That is the only reason why I took that shot. I think if I was in any other state, I would have politely declined somebody graciously buying you a shot. I just wouldn't be able to do that. Now, prior to 25, I probably would graciously accept that shot.
Prior to 25. So at 26, 25, 26, that was out.
I'm out. I'm not drinking Jack Daniels. I don't want a Jack and Coke. I mean, that to me is a novice drink that, your uncle who is 56 told you to drink it at 17.
I just don't, somehow that was just the drink you drank underage. And like those people who were still rocking
the older
with it,
people, I think, taught you that.
I feel like no one ever told me to drink. Like, I mean, my dad drinks bourbon, but it ain't Jack. Jack is gross.
Disgusting.
But like somehow there's just those drinks that become the drinks when you're young and underaged. Jack and Coke was certainly one of them, and it's scarring taste.
It was certainly an interesting trip. Always enjoy our trips. Always memories and good laughs. What would you say would be, I guess, your favorite part of that trip?
I mean, to be honest, you experiencing new cities in general was probably my favorite part. Just interacting, the live music. Live music for sure is up there. Um, I wouldn't say the breakfast spot we went to, although we waited an hour.
Biscuit Love, which is supposedly the notable breakfast place to be.
Yeah,
Now, mind you, I've probably said it on prior episodes. Southern biscuit is one of my top 5 favorite foods.
not the Tennessee Southern biscuit.
I did not get what I wanted at all, no matter how hard I tried looking for it.
Now I wonder if like this biscuit is everywhere in Tennessee, or if Nashville just cooks their biscuits differently. Because it sure was not the same as a Southern biscuit that you would think.
No, it was not. Place was a bit overrated. Service was extremely fast, and just ask them for something. They won't charge you because there's so many people. But so we know Biscuit Love is not your favorite. Overall, the city, the people.
People in the city were great. Everyone was friendly.
Well, it seemed like the people hated tourists.
Well,
Locals,
not
at
every.
least.
No, yeah, I was gonna say not everybody. Everyone on Broadway is a tourist. It's
Pretty
like,
much.
yeah. So everybody on Broadway is happy to like talk to you and see you. Thought the city was nice. I thought the city was nice. It was a quick little city to see, and
Quick in and out. Quick in and out.
Then
Would you go back?
I would go back.
You would go back.
I would go back. Yeah, I feel like that's a destination. Maybe in a relationship, someone want the girl
You
likes.
find that to be a destination in a relationship.
Well, if say you're with someone and they like country, that is certainly where you would want to go.
Oh, if they like country, that is certainly where you want to go, sure.
Yeah.
Well, they also have to like to drink a little bit.
They do have. I mean, yeah, that it probably just comes naturally. Because I like to drink a little bit. So otherwise, you probably just be hanging out in the back while I'm drinking a little bit.
I could tell you one thing. It seemed like we drank a little too much at times. Because I mean, one night I went to bed 8:00, woke up the next morning 9:00.
I'm telling you that it was just a day drinking in the sun. Now, I don't know if it was like it's definitely not a 30 wake up call, because like I could still probably do that. It had to be the sun. It had to be partying outside in the heat, just not even drenched. I guess I'm all dried up.
I mean, there was something about that place that just it hit different. It hit different. I mean, typically I could probably, start partying at 2 and go all the way until 2 a.m.
100%.
This place, it's like, I mean, we went to a pregame Titans game and I couldn't even stay out another 90 minutes prior to that. I needed to be an AC. I needed to rest.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, last day we were like, thinking what to do. So we just booked the Titans Nissan Stadium game. And I mean, it's cool to see a new stadium. They certainly did not have enough hot chicken in that place to serve
hot
the
chicken,
crowd.
supposedly the Nashville food to eat. It was very interesting. I had heartburn for the next 3 days. It was just fascinating that the hot sauce was within the chicken and it dripped out of the chicken. But then when you looked at the chicken, it was like a white chicken tender breast.
There's only one place that is like that I know.
What?
And that is the Cheesecake Factory. Has my favorite appetizer, or actually one of. I can't say my favorite. The Buffalo Blasts.
For all the girls out there with Frank and Gigolo too, take this man to the Cheesecake Factory, please. Order him some hot chicken at the Cheesecake Factory. My man likes the Cheesecake Factory. He is a gigolo. He'll pay you back.
He said, "I'll pay you back."
What are you trying? In U.S. currency.
How am I going to pay it back?
You got to shake those hips, baby.
I don't know whether this was like a good thing from you, or like, you're my boy. You're not supposed to do this to me.
What? What do you mean? This is all positive, man. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if someone hits me up, who knows who the hell they are? I could be getting catfished.
Well, I mean, before you give your end of the transaction, you're gonna get your hot chicken, though. so I mean, you could always back out or pay for your own hot chicken. I mean,
That certainly is a cheap date right there.
The Cheesecake
And it's
Factory?
not
Not really.
and it's not hot chicken. It's not like Tennessee hot chicken. It's just some buffalo. That chicken
Uh,
was good. It was just greasy.
yeah, but it also made me feel terrible the entire trip.
I would
Everything I ate there,
I would
I
need
feel awful.
I would need to be reassured that there is healthier foods there than what I saw.
If you go back,
Yeah, I guess. Or even if even if like a friend or family member was gonna move there, I'd be like, well, I look at the cuisine first because that could take 10 years off your life.
yeah, I certainly did not like the food. I also found the food to be like difficult to come across by. Um,
That's because we couldn't find a breakfast spot.
yeah, um, I don't know. We didn't have that nightlife, so maybe we just didn't find the right restaurants. We didn't really seek out restaurants. We just really were just plastered. Which before you know it, we had to catch a 5:45 a.m. flight out of there, and it it made me think if we were on foot in the daytime
Mhm.
drinking, where we got so drunk and had to go home and sleep it off, essentially, where we missed the nighttime.
Yeah.
How do all those bachelorette parties and women end up drinking and peddling that car that is rolling? Because that's the last thing I want to do in that heat.
I don't know if they're real. So yeah, there's like a cart
I
that
think
looks
it
like a
was real.
bus. A cart that looks like a bus. About 12 people could sit on it, and there's pedals and then places for them to put their drinks. There is a driver though. Now I don't know if are they pedaling and making this thing go like it's back in the Flintstone days. I don't know. But I certainly would not be able to do that in the Tennessee heat. And I don't think they are either. So it can't be real.
Um,
What force to take to move like something that weighs 6,000 pounds?
I don't know if it weighs 6,000 pounds. You're talking about 6 tons. That's quite a bit.
That is a
Uh,
bit, but
that's
it's
like
still
a
it's got to be
huge
car weight.
truck. To be honest, I don't think it weighed more than like an Escalade.
All right, I'll take an Escalade in this situation. I don't know
I
if
would
people could be.
love a luxurious Escalade. The worst was when you hopped in the Uber driver and they didn't have the AC on. It's like, oh my God, man.
That was only a couple occasions, but yeah, that shouldn't be a thing in
Was
Tennessee.
quite difficult. What I found most rewarding by far,
The Dippin' Dots.
nah, was purely James's reaction on everything and his experience on how much he enjoyed himself, which uh, was a third buddy on the trip here. I mean, to watch him thoroughly enjoy his time was probably the best time. Just watching this fool.
Just watching this, he says, "Yeah, James, good buddy of mine from childhood. Glad he came on it. Trip was going to be a little bigger than it was, but solid crew, and we got it done in and out. So Tennessee, Nashville.
I really think there could not have been a better first place for him to take a plane in 20 years to go see.
That is a long time to not have taken a plane.
Some people don't, man. A lot of people don't take planes. You'd be surprised.
Yes,
I wonder what the statistics are. I bet you they are staggering.
some people in this moment don't even know how to get a plane ticket. I'm sure if they were given an hour or two, they could eventually do it. But there are people who currently don't know how to get plane tickets.
I'm Googling right now how many Americans never took a plane. What percent of American adults have never flown a plane? Take a guess. And
20
that's never flown a plane.
ever in their lives, 25%.
14%.
I figured I was gonna say 20, and then I felt it was a little low. So yeah, I mean that I figured it wasn't gonna be crazy, but
That's still kind of crazy. I mean, that's pretty much 2 people out of 10 that never took a plane. So let's say 4 or 5 people out of 10 that has probably not taken a plane in 10 years.
4 or 5 out of 10, that's 40-50%.
Yeah. Well, it's saying if 15% never took a plane in their life,
Oh, you're
I would
saying
imagine
20.
40% hasn't taken a plane in 10 years or so.
yeah, to us, obviously, that's crazy. And anyone who is rocking with us and listening to us for 126 episodes, I mean, we travel. We like to go places. We like to see new cultures, eat new food.
I'll be in Chicago in 2 weeks. I'll be in Austin, Texas soon after, Philly after that. And then I don't know, man. I feel like James would he may rock with Montana. I think he's intrigued with Montana.
Yeah, anywhere that it's so I'd say our buddy James is more like a scenic kind of guy. Put him in a
Slow
place.
pace, just peaceful.
Oh, there was certainly some slow. Yeah, it was certainly a little slow for us in Tennessee. I felt like there were moments where I was like getting a little antsy. I forget what the moment was, but then I'm like, and we like, that's because we're from New York. I think it was in the stadium when we're like, it makes no sense. It takes
Oh,
2 hours to get hot chicken.
that definitely was where it happened. Uh, James's reaction to that was hilarious. He was just like, "Fuck you guys, pick a line."
Yeah, he's like, I was like, eat anything. And then we got on a line, waited 25 minutes, got off a line, waited 25 minutes. It took us forever to get food,
Food at a stadium.
which was unbelievable to us.
Unreal. Had to get those Dippin' Dots. I had uh, one of the worst shitting experience in the last decade of my life.
In the last decade. So there was another worse moment than that.
Sure. It was the
Yeah.
time I shit my pants with my ex-girlfriend on top of the toilet bowl. That probably was worse since it was on top of the toilet bowl. I guess should I even get into this story here or should I get into the Nashville story?
I get into the Nashville. Let's keep it relevant to this.
I tell you, that was crazy though. The shit on top of a toilet bowl with your pants on is pretty frustrating.
Yeah, it sounds less crazy and more like I don't even know.
It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah,
But the Nashville story, long story short, the hot chicken went right through me. After I told Frank G the night before how food doesn't go through me, but it went right through me.
Man was about to poop his pants if we got an Uber.
Yeah, I was gonna poop my pants pretty much. We walked maybe 100 yards away from porta potties that I have seen. I quickly made a U-burner, went back to the porta potties, pitch black, 110 degrees in that porta potty. Fortunately, 4 rolls of toilet paper. I let it all out in the dark with my cell phone light.
There you go. Let it out, man.
To eventually come out with Frank G saying I have some toilet paper in my butt hanging out of my pants.
Yeah, man. It was like a classic cartoon or something.
Now, we all can't win in situations, but it's important to understand how you can be okay with losing in situations and it's not embarrassing.
Certainly told it.
Really, I won in that situation.
You won in that situation because you didn't shit your pants in the Uber. And I mean,
yeah.
What's worse? Shitting in your pants on top of the toilet bowl or shitting in your pants and then having to take 20-minute drive. And we didn't get home for an hour and a half after that shit. You would have been miserable.
I mean, you have some gonads on you to get mad at walking back to the.
First of all, I didn't get mad. I said I thought this was the worst part of this experience of getting home from the stadium.
It got significantly worse. We pretty much had to walk home. But
we had to cross
to be honest, if you were to shit your pants in a Uber, I am pretty sure you will get kicked out of the Uber. Or what do you do? What do you do if you're the Uber driver? I mean, do you make the person clean up the shit? Probably.
Well, it depends where you shit. I mean, like, is shit coming out the bottom of your pants, your shorts? Did you pull your pants down and just shit in the Uber? Like, if you were gonna,
if you shit your pants and it's like reeking, the Uber driver has to tell you to get out.
Yeah, obviously, it's like throwing up in an Uber. He's not gonna make you clean it.
Well, he may make you clean it if you're sober. If you're fucked up, he probably just wants you out of his face. But like, I mean, if there is shit in your car, the last thing you want to do is clean that.
Well, I guess the solution to anyone here who shits or has ever will shit in an Uber, pretend like you're fucked up, and you won't have to clean it.
We don't know that, but at the end of the day, just make sure you just don't shit your pants, I suppose. And
Apparently easier said than done.
I mean, hot chicken at a ballpark, it runs right through you. I don't have it. I still have that heartburn.
Oof. Yeah. Good drinks. Food was good at times, but I would certainly say I've
All
had
right.
better
So
cuisines.
I am going to name like 5 categories of this uh, trip, and I
Hmm.
want you to rate them 1 through 5. We're gonna give things 5 stars. All right. We're gonna start with the
Is it
city
solid?
itself.
Is it only solid numbers? Like one, two,
Yes.
okay.
Oh no, you can use no.
Okay.
You
Decimals.
yes,
All
sure.
right.
The city itself. What do you give it?
The city itself, I actually really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give the city a 4.5. I thought it was beautiful. I like the music aspect to it. I like
Very
being
nice
in the
city.
city.
It was
Roosters like
cool.
waking you up in the morning.
Well, that's a completely different city than Nashville, but I get your vibe. I guess I'd give it a 4. I'd give it a 4. Food. What do you give it?
Food, I'd give it 2.4.
I would just agree with you there. I would agree with you there.
I felt a little bit less than half. A little bit less than half.
Nightlife.
I can't say too much because the day life was a 5.
Nightlife. Okay, you're giving the day life a 5.
I'm saying the day drinking was too much fun. I barely made it alive for the nightlife.
Hmm. I mean, that's a high score.
It's a one of the number one bachelorette destination in the world. So like, yeah, it's a party spot.
I hear you. I don't know. I feel like I need, Vegas pool parties to the max as like a 5 if we're gonna, judge nightlife. Although that seemed to be a good nightlife, day life spot. All right, let's move on to the next one. Strip clubs. What do you think of the strip clubs?
Strip clubs. Well, apparently there's only 3, and they certainly are not known for them. We'll just say the strip clubs are a solid 0.8.
Point 0.8. Wow. If you asked me from judging the experience, if he'd give a point 0.8, I would probably say he would give a bit higher.
No,
But
there's a 0.8 for reasons, but
I mean, apparently you have to check in with laws before you enter strip clubs to see
yeah,
if you'd like them or not. Makes
makes
sense why
sense.
strip clubs in Nashville will be whack if the ratio to girl guy is 10-1.
Yeah, yeah. Unless there's a room of 50 bachelorettes in the strip club.
Now, I'm to find a fifth topic, I guess, is difficult, but I'm gonna say, what do we give it on a score of cleanliness? And that goes with the place and the people.
Cleanliness, place, and people. I mean, cleanliness. So we were hosted at an Airbnb, which was in spectacular. I thought it was spectacular. It was very clean. There are
Not
bugs,
not
not
not as in your stay,
the
but the
city.
city itself, along with the people in it.
I would say it's clean. I mean, there were some far less bums than in New York City.
Aggressive bums, though.
Yeah, but I mean, there's aggressive bums in New York City, and
Yeah,
they
they were pretty
smell
aggressive.
worse.
The quote unquote hillbillies are very interesting. But then again, people who saw me probably thought that was very interesting.
I would say they do a good job making sure one of the biggest tourist attractions is clean.
I would give that a 4.
Yeah.
I would give the cleanliness a 4. So overall, look, nightlife is going to be popping. If you're a single guy, definitely head to Nashville. If you like country music, live music, definitely head to Nashville. If you are going there for any type of southern food, I would say head over to Missouri. You'd get it better over there. Overall, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say Nashville was a good trip. Nice amount of bars, and certainly can enjoy it with your friends. So
If we have any listeners out in Nashville, which I don't think we do, shout out Nashville. Who knows when we'll come back, but it was certainly a good time. Hopefully, James, can bust out his cowboy hat, and we head over to Montana.
Yes, sir. Maybe the next trip for the three of us. Because
You got any random questions for me?
you want a random question?
I don't
Sounds
know
like
if you have one.
it sounds like you want one.
I mean, I was waiting for one, but I don't know if you got one.
I mean, I'll have to just take one off the dome this time.
Nah, I don't want one off the dome. That's wacky.
Well, you know,
What,
the people might want to know something about you. What is Chris Marshall's favorite fruit?
fruit?
Yes,
Fruit.
fruit.
That's very interesting. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say raspberry.
Wow.
It's got to be ripe, but then watermelon is certainly up there.
Oh, we said one favorite.
Okay,
You might not be able to pick it.
I didn't know you were going to be a prick about it. I guess I'll just stand with raspberries. Then you prick, because I know in the past I have said this. We've talked about it, and I can't go against my word in the past. Otherwise, I got to hear you in some other facet. So I'm just going to say raspberries. End the show. Thank you.
Heard it here, ladies or lady. If you want to give Chris some fruit, he likes raspberries.
New York.
Peace.